Hello everyone, welcome to Open Techno. I'm excited to make this video before the product behind me is officially unveiled. This is the iSteady V3 Ultra, a stabilizer from the original equipment manufacturer brand that they sent us about a month before its official presentation. And I've been testing it for several weeks to record different videos with my phone. It's this little gadget right here, which comes with its own carrying pouch so we can take it on all kinds of trips without scratching, dirtying, or subjecting it to serious impacts. And as you can see, it's a stabilizer that will work for any type of phone. It's universal. But those of you who follow all the videos on the channel have probably already seen that we did a review of a couple of original equipment manufacturer stabilizers in the past, and I already told you that they were very good options. What does this one offer us? Unlike the ones we've already seen, this one mainly focuses on introducing artificial intelligence and 360-degree tracking. But anyway, let's do a quick review of everything this gimbal offers so that those of you who haven't seen the previous videos can get an idea of how the gimbal works. First of all, this gimbal is super compact since it's made for smartphones. It's nothing like the typical ones that are huge for digital single lens reflex cameras, like the one I usually use when I record some videos. This one is designed just for smartphones. It folds into 3 sections to stay compact. Now, if we want to extend it, we simply lift it up towards the top, and once it's set, now all that's left is to place the phone using its spring. To avoid straining the motors, we need to place the phone in a more or less centered position. Now, unlike typical camera stabilizers, which require some time to calibrate and so on, this one doesn't. This one calibrates automatically. We simply press the power button and you'll see that the phone instantly moves into its correct position very quickly. Just so you know, at the bottom you'll find some little legs, in case at any point, for example, you want to set it down on the floor or on some surface. Then you can control it with the remote control, which is completely independent from the gimbal itself. That means we can take it out and control the gimbal from up to 10 meters away with this remote control right here. But you'll see an example of how I've used this later. So what is this useful for? Well, mainly for recording super stable videos. You'll see that we're gonna make movements, and the gimbal absorbs absolutely everything we do with the phone. When the screen is on, several options appear, including rotating the phone horizontally or vertically. To set it so it only follows us on the horizontal axis, only on the vertical axis, or so it follows us in 360 degrees. Do you already set this up completely to your liking? And just to let you know, it will come with this accessory here, which will serve 2 functions. This accessory here will allow us on one hand to turn on a light that will, for example, illuminate our face when we're in a dark environment. I'll show you some tests to demonstrate the improved image quality. And it would be very easy to turn on. We go to the light menu, turn it on, and we have 2 controls. If we want a cool, neutral, or warm color temperature, and then if we want to set more or less brightness from the screen itself. The battery will draw power from the gimbal's battery, so don't worry because you don't need to charge each thing separately. Now, in this little device here, we're gonna have a small camera, and that's one of the key features of this gimbal. Of this iSteady V3 Ultra, this little camera will help us do tracking with artificial intelligence. For that, we can do it natively without downloading any kind of app. We do it directly from the gimbal and record using the iPhone's native camera app. We just have to turn on this artificial intelligence mode and you'll see that a red LED lights up right here. Now, what functions does it allow us? Well, we have 3 main ones. First, if we want it to track our face, we need to make this gesture, like a circle with our fingers. The moment we do it, as you'll see, the LED turns green. You probably can't see it since it's already tracking me and will keep following my face no matter how I move the gimbal. If we want to pause this tracking trick, we just do a stop gesture with our hand like this, and then the LED will turn red again. That means it has stopped tracking, and now, simply, the gimbal will move just with our hand. There are a couple of movements that I'm going to explain to you, but I can't show you because you need both hands. Right now, I can't do everything at once, but you can see it in the B-roll footage I've recorded. The first one would be if we want to change the shot from vertical to horizontal. Simply, if we want to switch it to horizontal, we put both thumbs up and turn them to one side. You'll see what would make the gimbal rotate. Did you see it switched to horizontal? What if we want to switch it back? We would first put them in a horizontal position and then turn them upwards, and it would switch back to a vertical position. Another thing that happens is if we don't want it to follow us in the center of the screen, but instead, for example, we want it to follow us along a margin, well, what we would have to do is make this gesture. With this, we would temporarily activate it like a blinking green light, and we would move to the area of the image where we want it to follow us. We confirm the movement again with this gesture, and then we activate the tracking again, as I mentioned at the beginning, with the circle made with the fingers. This way, for example, if we stand in the lower right corner, the gimbal will track our face all the time in that lower right corner. But another important new feature of this iSteady V3 Ultra is the ability to rotate 360 degrees. And of course, its remote control will help us a lot. Imagine you want to record a video with the gimbal following you on the motorcycle, as I did. Well, hey, you have the option to directly use this remote control to start recording. We need to connect the gimbal to the phone using Bluetooth. Now, along with the remote, you also have full gimbal control. To make it rotate those 360 degrees I mentioned, you'll see that it's capable of spinning around itself as many times as we want. Well, we would also have control over the light and everything else the gimbal has, as well as the record button to signal the phone to start recording or simply, for example, take a photo. This is really useful. For example, I set it to track my motorcycle yesterday. As you can see, I move in circles and the gimbal follows me perfectly. And here I'm showing you, well, you'll be watching the video so you can see what I mean. When we do this 360 degree tracking, it doesn't just follow us and detect our face, but we want it to detect objects. We should download the original equipment manufacturer app, which is very simple to use, and we just select the object we want it to follow. We keep the stabilizer stationary on the ground, and it automatically tracks us. The gimbal's battery lasts about 7.5 hours. Of course, it depends on how you use it, whether it's more intense or less, and whether you turn on the light or not. Just so you know, this remote will charge automatically afterward. It has pins on the gimbal, so when attached, it charges and displays the battery levels for both the gimbal and remote control. On this small screen here, even if we've separated it, we can activate, for example, the light, the illumination, so if we want to control it from 10 meters away, we can do it. Honestly, this remote control is really impressive. And with that said, here are some shots I've been recording these days with the original equipment manufacturer iSteady V3, a stabilizer that, well, if you're going on a trip and want to make professional videos with your phone, this is an accessory you can't miss. As I mentioned, I'm making this video before it's for sale, so I don't know the price yet. So, hey, we're gonna ask the brand, and if they give us the price before the product goes on sale, we'll put it down here for you. Of course, both in the description and in the video. Now, based on the prices the brand usually has, I assume it won't be expensive for everything it offers us. No other stabilizer works this well with this artificial intelligence. But original equipment manufacturer also sent a small accessory so we could use it for recording and complete the experience. These are their new microphones, 01 microphones that, as you can see, come with their own little case so we can take them with us when we travel, and they also come with a cover. For example, like AirPods or typical wireless earbuds, this would be in microphone mode. They come like this, in a little box that has a battery. You can charge all three at once. We have one receiver and two transmitters. The receiver now uses USB-C. For my iPhone, you just plug it in and it works instantly. At one end, there's a USB-C port to charge the iPhone while using it and a jack for audio monitoring. Now we have two microphones that we could use at the same time, two microphones that turn on automatically, and they also have an input for an external microphone. If we want a lavalier, and then this would simply serve as a transmitter, and then, of course, it also comes with a clip to attach it to our shirt. We would have a magnet in case we want to put it somewhere else on our clothes and we don't have a good place to clip it. I've been very pleasantly surprised by the audio quality of these microphones. We did a small test yesterday in the field with me walking away, and as you'll see, the audio is spectacular. And these are the original equipment manufacturer Mic 01 microphones that are great to use with the stabilizer and record our voice in a close-up way. even if we want to move away or record, for example, at 10 or 20 meters from our phone. If you want to create professional videos for social media like TikTok or YouTube, since I mentioned the gimbal moves vertically and horizontally, this whole pack is essential. It's something you should definitely have because audio is very important, quality is very important. And hey, not having a shaky hand, of course, also helps people not get distracted. Imagine a movie shot with a shaky hand? Well, no, they're always filmed with professional stabilizers, and this is no different. But is it the same when made for a phone? I hope you found it interesting and liked the product. I was excited to try it and found it worked well, letting me get some interesting shots automatically and in a super easy way. That said, if you have any questions, you can leave them below in the comments and we'll answer them as soon as we can. If you liked the video, leave a like and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.